Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis chapter 34 and we read about Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And if you would like to read more about Jacob's children and their birth, you can find that in Genesis chapter 30. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to see the women of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he seized her and lay with her and humiliated her. Who is Shechem and Hamor? Well, previously at the end of chapter 33 we read, And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way from Paddan Aram, and he camped before the city. And from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, he bought for 100 pieces of money the piece of land on which he had pitched his tent. So Hamor and Shechem are the people who are kind of running this section of Canaan, and Jacob buys a piece of land from them. So they are dwelling in the midst of these people. We'll continue with verse 3. And his soul was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman, and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, Get this girl for my wife. We see here that in marriage we know that God blesses the union between man and woman. And we see that outside of marriage, Shechem has taken advantage of the situation, but his soul has been drawn in love to Dinah. So we'll continue reading to see what happens. Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came, and Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. The sons of Jacob had come in from the field as soon as they heard of it. And the men were indignant and very angry, because he had done an outrageous thing in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter. For such a thing must not be done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him to be his wife. Make marriages with us. Give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. You shall dwell with us, and the land shall be open to you. Dwell and trade in it, and get property in it. Shechem also said to her father and to her brothers, Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I will give. And ask me for as great a bride price and gift as you will, and I will give you whatever you say to me. Say whatever you say to me. Only give me the young woman to be my wife. Marrying outside of the family is actually prohibited much later on in the nation of Israel in Deuteronomy 7, before they were going to enter the land of Canaan after being in the wilderness for 40 years. Here we see that Hamor and Shechem are asking to intermarry with the people. But Jacob's sons will not have any of it. We'll continue reading. The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and his father Hamor deceitfully, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a disgrace to us. Only on this occasion we will agree with you, that you will become as we are, by every male among you being circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to ourselves, and we will dwell with you and become one people. But if you will not listen to us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and be gone. Circumcision was a covenantal promise that Abraham had with God, and you can read about that in Genesis chapter 17. God says to Abraham that he's going to establish his covenant, which is that from him will come offspring, and especially an offspring of Messiah, and many nations. And to mark this covenant, the male should be circumcised. So it is a mark of the promise of God. We'll continue reading with verse 18. Their words pleased Hamor and Hamor's son Shechem, and the young man did not delay to do the thing, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was the most honored of all his father's house. So Hamor and his son Shechem came to the gate of their city and spoke to the men of their city, saying, These men are at peace with us. Let them dwell in the land and trade in it. For behold, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters as wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition will the men agree to dwell with us to become one people, when every male among us is circumcised, as they are circumcised. Will not their livestock, their property, and all their beasts be ours? Only let us agree with them, and they will dwell with us. And all who went out of the city, out of the gate of his city, listened to Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of his city. On the third day, when they were sore, two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came against the city, while it was felt secure, and killed all the males. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went away. The sons of Shechem came upon the slain and plundered the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks, and their herds, and their donkeys, and whatever it was in the city and in their field. All their wealth, all their little ones, and their wives, all that was in the houses, they captured and plundered. Then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have brought trouble on me by making me a stink to the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. My numbers are few. If they gather themselves against me and attack me, I shall be destroyed, both I and my household." But they said, "Should he treat our sister like a prostitute?" Jacob mentions to the brothers, to his sons, that they have taken what should have been a great promise by God to the people, that he would keep his covenant. They have used it for ill gains to deceive Hamor and Shechem and cause destruction, and has caused Jacob and his family to be a stink among the people of Canaan, meaning that they can no longer really trust them. We'll pick up next time with Genesis chapter 35, and please subscribe and share this with others.